Your favourite symbiote is back.
You're not going to like this.
No, I can absolutely guarantee you I'm not gonna.
My home has found us.
Who sent that thing?
My creator.
Of course.
Venom and Eddie Brock are back one last time for Venom: The Last Dance. The movie is in theatres tomorrow, playing in premium formats and IMAX. And for a little bit more on what that means, we teamed up with our pals at Sony and our favourite film critic, Rad. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
So you'll see a QR code in the corner. I've been told not to point. It's on your screen right now. You can scan that to get your tickets for Venom: The Last Dance. Rad, we had you in a couple of weeks ago to tee up this movie, but today we're talking about IMAX, and it's the company that revolutionised the way we experience movies. I also recently learned it's a Canadian company, and you got to visit their headquarters to learn more about the technology that makes movies like Venom: The Last Dance so unique. How cool was that experience for you?
It was really cool. I mean, because like you said, like there's a point of pride here that this is a Canadian company that is delivering like the best cinematic experience to the whole world. And you know, like I mean, the first IMAX theater is actually right here at the Cinesphere over at Ontario Place. So that's the first in the world. So that's the place we got to protect, basically, right? And being at their headquarters was amazing because they, you know, that's where they developed the technology. So I'm seeing all the cameras they use, like cameras they use not just for the movies, but also the ones they use to go deep underwater or out into space.
Oh my gosh.
You know, where Venom's from.
Yeah, OK. Well, let's check out your visit to the IMAX headquarters, where you sat down with the global president of IMAX Theatres, Mark Welton.
Mark, I am geeking out in this building. I mean, because look, as a guy who loves film, but also wants to see film in the best possible way, for me, like the only ways to see them is film projection, laser projection. IMAX is, of course, the gold standard on both fronts.
It's the most immersive film experience you can get. When we design that screen, that theater, we want you to basically be in the movie. You know, we don't want you to see anything outside of the screens and stuff. So we design it like that, and then once we design it like that, then we want to ensure that our audio and projection can deliver that, then along with our post-production to make sure all the elements come in together to create this state-of-art experience.
I mean, I know Venom: The Last Dance was shot for IMAX. And what is the difference then between shooting for IMAX versus processing it for IMAX?
We created a program called Film for IMAX. It's probably 7 or 8 years old, where we teamed up with the leading camera manufacturers around the world. We'll provide the playbook to the director, you know, give them some tips on how to shoot it, how to market it, and then it'll be shot with the cameras that will be formatted for our projection. And really, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is it's more of an expanded aspect ratio. And what I mean is that our screens, as you know, being an IMAX fan, go from floor to ceiling, wall to wall. And with the Film for IMAX program, the image will fit the full screen. So it'll be a 1.9 aspect ratio. Whereas when we reformat, so a movie not shot with our film or our digital cameras, it's really a smaller image on the screen. You'll still get all the resolution, the sound, etc., but it doesn't really fill the screen fully.
I was thinking about just kind of the history of film and the history of large format film and how certain technologies changed the way we saw movies. And IMAX is part of that history of changing the way filmmakers not going to imagine their movies because of this technology. And I'd love for you to talk about, like, you know, IMAX's place in that history, especially as a Canadian company. I mean, it all began right here.
Yeah, really, the founders, first of all, was from this area. And we just always wanted to ensure, as a Canadian company, we continually evolve. We were, you know, 1570 film when we had 50 theaters. We knew we had to evolve. We knew we had to go into the digital world in 2005 and 6. You know, and then we continue to evolve on our audio, continue to evolve on our projection from digital to laser. So we're always working.
Yeah, and you're keeping me excited to go to the movies.
Venom: The Last Dance. Why is this a movie that should be seen in IMAX?
Well, look, like, in my opinion, every movie should be seen in IMAX when you have that option, right? Just because that's the guarantee, better sound, better picture. But, you know, just let's put it in Venom terms. Like, you know, if regular theaters are Eddie Brock, like, he's cool and all, but, you know, IMAX is the Venom. It's the bigger and the badder and the more all-consuming. And so, you know, in this movie, when you have scenes of, like, Venom battling all the symbiote, or battling alongside all the symbiotes, or even when you have, like, a dance number with Venom, yes, there is dancing, y'all, or even, that's all great in IMAX, but also even just, like, the screwball chemistry between Eddie Brock and Venom, like that's something you want in IMAX, just to be immersed in their kind of comfy, gooey hug and embrace and whatnot. So it is definitely the way to go.
It is definitely a much more immersive experience to see it in IMAX. Rad, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Venom: The Last Dance is in theatres tomorrow. Scan that QR code to get your tickets, and hopefully we've convinced you to go and see it in IMAX if you can. It is worth it.
Your morning is brought to you in part by Venom: The Last Dance.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.